Go.
Let's be good at reviewing.
Back into review mode.
Welcome back. It's like we never went away, but we did actually. You may have noticed the alarm going off in the last few videos because it was one recording. He went to Thailand. Oh my god.
Went on holiday.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks away.
You can use your imagination, the kind of thing he did there.
So committed to this little project, are we, that we reviewed like Uriah Heep.
All together.
And Guns N' Roses. We did 2 Guns N' Roses in one, did we?
We did. Yeah. Goodness me. That's too much. So yeah, welcome to In the Court of the Winter King. We've still got a Uriah Heep album to do. Demons and Wizards. This is the one I've had for many, many years. I bought it like I was about 13, I think. Classic rock. Very little progginess. Mostly great songs. There is an epic on there. I think it's as good as the others. Much more song oriented. Much, they've cut out the fast. They've whatever that stuff. The songwriting is top notch. The vocals are more prominent. There are occasions where the harmonies sound a bit silly as well. I think not the performance; it's the way it's recorded. I'm sure there's fans of Uriah Heep, who, whatever. It is. Somebody made a comment and said it's the sort of cartoon, and it is. It's kind of cartoon 70s rock, but it's still great. It's great. It's a good album.
Yeah, I had a bit of a journey on this album because when we said we were going to do Uriah Heep, I started listening to them as we were doing Chinese Democracy sort of thing, and I started with Demons and Wizards because that came first on my little playlist, which was wrong. I was doing it backwards.
Yeah.
And you sort of told me, "Oh, we're getting back into proggy 70s-ness here. You back to normal." And I was like, "What? This is just a Deep Purple cover. This is like a Deep Purple cover band or what?" And I found the vocals quite trying. You had mentioned that I'd find the vocals quite trying.
Yeah.
If you don't like the falsetto stuff, and obviously I'm a bit. I like a little bit of it, but the falsetto guys, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They just do falsetto all the time, and it gets a bit boring. Anyway, so once I realised the error of my ways and sort of went back, and so I hadn't listened to this for a little while. So I'm coming back to it after Salisbury and
Look at Yourself.
And it's actually a lot better than when I listened to it the first time.
You've just got used to it, haven't you?
Yeah. I think context is. Well, it's everything in music, isn't it? Well, not everything, but
it's a big thing, isn't it?
It's a big thing, and obviously context had shifted slightly. And I actually quite like this. I think what we would be doing, we would be hoping that this would be their fall from grace, because they've gone from more proggy stuff to straight rock. Maybe we feel that bands should be punished for that.
How dare you have success? It's like Genesis. How dare they be successful?
And they went on and sold 3 million copies of this sucker. So they were right.
Yeah.
This is what you've got to do. You've got to sort of...
Yeah, and they picked exactly the right style of music, exactly the right time, timing and all that stuff. That's what it was.
There are songs on here which could quite easily come off a Deep Purple album.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Easy Livin'?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe Rainbow Demon?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Or is that more of a rainbow thing?
Kind of. There's a Zeppelin-esqueness somewhere in there, I suppose. I think there's a folkiness in there which I really like, and that's not in Deep Purple. Don't say, but Deep Purple did Anyone's Daughter. There's one bloody song. And what's it called? The other one on Stormbringer that's really good. Yeah.
There is a problem with Deep Purple. We mentioned this one when we did the Deep Purple reviews, and they get very Deep Purple-y.
Yeah, the Deep Purple.
Albums of Deep Purple.
Yeah, some riffs and etc.
Yeah. So I mean, there is a danger with them doing this, but this isn't like that at all, really. There's quite there are shifts. There is a section of the album that sounds like Deep Purple, and then they kind of morph a little bit.
They don't have the dominant guitar player. You can tell that the personality of the guitar player through in the music is very different, and he comes across in the music as a passive person. And with a forceful keyboard player, which is the other way around. It's part of the difference, I suppose.
I would thought they'd have a bit more of an eye on the construction of the album, in the sense that sometimes the changes seem a little bit. They could be better, if you know what I mean. They're sort of. I think it fades out on the Wizard. Is it the Wizard? There's a long fade out, and it's like flipping out. This is going on forever. Yeah. And also the change from Paradise into the Spell. It's not good. It needs a little seg in there or something like that.
Yeah, we should talk about the Spell.
Yeah.
And then it's weird how they've Salisbury is this wonderful great big thing, and also July Morning, but not a big structured thing really, just a thing that played out, and it was all very natural. The spell feels a bit thrown together actually. There's some fantastic bits, I love it, it's great, but there's these weird jumps and the harmonies on the spell spoil it almost. Well, there's not as much of it as I remember.
I was going to say, there's sort of like about 2 minutes in, the guitar solo. This is a year before Dark Side of the Moon, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It's very Freudian.
is Gilmour listening to this and going, oh. No, I think Gilmour would do it a lot more epic.
Yeah.
He'll go a lot higher and stuff like that, but it's very... very
the problem is that's just after the bit of the which I don't like. But actually, I remembered it being loads of the horrible harmonies and a little bit of really cool stuff on Cool Piano, but most of it is the cool stuff on Cool Piano. When you're a kid, you're more sensitive to things that are uncool and like, oh, no, listen to that. And I think that's what it was. So I was only 13, so hearing was kind of okay, right, that's spoiled, it's ruined. But it is really good. And I've completely forgotten that Paradise and the Spell are actually one thing. I've forgotten that. I thought it was just one thing, and it's not. They split it up a bit. Traveller in Time, I'd forgotten about this. Just when I played it, I realised I've heard this recently, maybe a year ago. I was trying to think, well, what was it on? Was it on a movie or a TV show or something? I think it was Top Gear, and I think they were playing. They had an old car or a retro car or something, and it was Traveller in Time. I think it was Top Gear. Someone can probably confirm that.
Yeah.
Probably quite an old one. Probably from 5 years ago or more than that.
Oh, Jeremy Clarkson likes that sort of thing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, so a good album, really.
A good album. Rainbow Demon is ridiculous. But it actually, as when I was younger again, it felt more ridiculous. And now don't mind it so much, but it's very much... I said the cartoon thing, that's a bit unkind, but it is a stereotype of the... Spinal Tap. There's a Spinal Tapness to all of it. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just means it makes it a bit lighter. It's not Led Zeppelin.
Circle of Hands as well is quite... there's like a political sort of backdrop, and it's quite in your face. Sort of thing.
It's a bit heavy-handed,
Yeah.
But actually, I think I now like Poets Justice and Circle of Hands the most, whereas when I was a kid, they sort of were in the middle kind of thing. I probably enjoy those the most. The Wizard is great as well. I like The Wizard. It's a good song. And like you said, they became so much more successful just this album. Easy Living. I assume that's their most famous song. There's something slightly funny about Easy Living. I don't know what it is. Dun, 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 dun. This is a thing that is. I don't know. It's great. It's a great song, obviously. They got a new bass player on this one and a new drummer as well. But the new bass player got to show off on a new version of Why, which they didn't put on an album. Why? I don't know. Why didn't they put it in an album? So it's completely different. On the previous album, this really cool... It is very Floydian. On the bonus track on the previous album of Why, and it seems they use it as a jam or something, and then they've got the new bass player, and he does ridiculous busy bass playing, which is really cool. So you've got those two versions of that, not on an album, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
You need the extended version. But it's cool you've got both. I think maybe they used it as like a jam cycle to write melodies maybe or something, and that's why it wasn't an album. They didn't realise how good it was, because it's better than most of the songs on the albums. I think it's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
But the new drummer was Lee Kerslake, who ended up in Blizzard of Oz, screwed over by Sharon Osbourne and all that stuff. And actually later, the keyboard player John Sinclair, who isn't on this, I think he's later, he played with Ozzy, and he's got some writing credits on No More Tears, strangely. So perhaps Ozzy's a fan of...
Secret Uriah Heep fan.
Yeah. He also played with Spinal Tap. Actually, not in the movie. He's the later keyboard player, not the have a good time all of the time. Not him, the later guy. And he's now a qualified hypnotherapist. That's not a joke. That's not Spinal Tap. That's true. So what's his name? Byron. He eventually left. I think he fell out with the keyboard player. That's the thing, and that there was a him or me thing, and he was an alcoholic, I think. Although actually, allegedly there were management problems, and he actually died in the mid-80s due to alcoholism. They tried to ask him back when the keyboard player left in the early 80s, and he didn't want to because of the management problem. So maybe, don't know. I forgot to bring the album. I was saying this before we press record, didn't I? Before it would have been the album. And that's no bad thing because the cover's hideous. And they must have been aware that the cover was terrible last time because they got Roger Dean to do a cover. I think it's terrible. I like the waterfalliness, but I mean, just really
Average. Wow.
garish, bright colours. Again, not people really like it, don't they? But I think it's maybe it reflects the music in a sense or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a band called Demons and Wizards. Yeah.
Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, but there's a band called Demons and Wizards. Difficult to get anything. They don't seem to be on YouTube. I don't know if maybe they're on Spotify or I'll listen to it. They have a song called Fiddler on the Green. There's lots of piano version of. I think it's kind of what you call it, power metal, Nightwish type stuff. But I'm kind of guessing because I haven't actually heard them yet. Yeah, so there you go. We didn't do Very Heavy, Very Humble. That's the first album. We didn't do Magician's Birthday. They're both good too. They're just good. They're as strong as the three we did in the middle. And, that's the classic period. I think the one they did with Wenton is very good. There's a live album after Magician's Birthday, which is great as well. And it's 4 Eggs.
Yeah.
It's a 4-egg band.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were actually quite big in the 70s, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they weren't one of these that made it into the 80s. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, it was the personnel problems thing
Yeah.
that meant that I think probably at the point of getting more successful, the singer left and that would have messed things up, and they tried to get another bass player, and then the formula wasn't there, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they still tour, so you should go and see them.
Right. We're going to do an album of the Uriah Heep albums we've done.
Yes.
I'm not explaining this very well, but basically of the 3 albums we've done, we're going to pick the songs that we would put together on an album, sort of best of,
Yeah.
and we're going to put it in a Spotify list, and we're going to put it on our website. We've got a website. There's not a lot on there now. It's just like links to all our videos, but I think we're going to do this on a regular basis, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll do this with every band now.
Yeah.
It's a sort of return of the top 10 we used to do, but done better.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I want to get on there is sort of like a poll, so people can see. We're always getting suggestions for albums, and we're always losing track of them. And I think we'll just put a little poll up there, see what people are actually interested in listening to,
and then we'll ignore it. Just
we
to
might
clarify,
ignore it.
we might just ignore it.
But it'd be interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. So next week.
Next week, we're doing a band called Jester something. I can't remember. Something Jester. Something. It's on YouTube. The whole album is on YouTube actually. The Jester's Tier. Script for a Jester's Tier. No, we're not doing that. The Jester Race.
That's it.
Yeah, the Jester Race. I don't know why. Somebody was saying you must do the Jester Race. You must say okay.
So we do listen sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll put the URL to the website.
Yeah, click on that. That will make more sense.
I think it's www.wenton.co.uk.
Yes, it is.
It's actually quite easy.
Yeah.
So there we go. So yeah, thanks very much.
Great.